What's going on, people? So I'm going to give you guys a reaction video to asking 100 YouTube artists their dream job. All right, asking 100 YouTube artists. All right, by Muhammad. This guy does a lot of art journalism. So I'm going to put his original video in the description below. All right, I'm an artist as well, so if you guys are interested in that type of content, you know what I mean, you already know what to do, right? That's some of my gallery I've been doing for the past few weeks. 30 suggestions of different artwork you guys want me to create down below. All right, your recommendations are welcomed. All right, take that into consideration, people. All right, so without further ado, let's dive into this video and let's skip this damn ad.
Contact my eyes off of the tip.
Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pratt, so many Chris. Let's get it.
What they wanted to be when they grew up, and the answers were not quite what I was expecting.
Let me put it back.
I asked over 100 artists on YouTube what they wanted to be when they grew up, and the answers were not quite what I was expecting. I really wanted to walk with an umbrella on a tightrope in the circus. I wanted to be a baker. I used to deliver bread from bakeries in Japan and secretly ate at least one from the basket when I was little. I was so naughty. Sounds to me like you were stealing there, senpai. I wanted to be a K9 unit officer. In elementary school, we were shown a demonstration of how a dog and its handler work together to apprehend a criminal with the full padded suit and such. Well, as you can see, I'm not the only kid who had dreams of growing up to do something other than drawing cute men in their underwear on the internet. Good to know. This post has...
If you go to DeviantArt, that's all you see out there, man. You see a bunch of weird stuff, like two guys, if you know what I mean, being connected, and a bunch of animals and anamorphic stuff, humanoids. It's just, yeah, sick out there. I don't know if they filter that out, but I doubt it.
Has almost 300 comments, and over 60% of people wanted to do something other than becoming an artist. I wanted to be an archaeologist, pirate, and animator, in that order. An archaeologist I can understand, digging tombs and going on adventures searching for lost artifacts and uncovering mysteries of the world sounds pretty interesting to me. I'm guessing...
How much do they pay? How much do archaeologists... Alexa, what is the average salary of an archaeologist?
In 2016, archaeologists earned $66,440 on average across the U.S.
That's not bad. Now, it ain't bad if they actually cover your, your flight, your hotels, and things of that nature. But if you got to pay that out of pocket, I don't know. Also, if you want to be have a more sustainable lifestyle, trying to, build a family, I don't know if you want to be an archaeologist. It's almost like being a flight attendant. You're always going to be traveling. So it kind of defeats the purpose of trying to be more settled down. But anyway, let's continue.
All I need now is a fedora hat, a good whip, and sheer dumb luck to be a successful archaeologist. But a pirate? Why would you even want to become a pirate when you grow up? You could literally just get killed for drinking rum the wrong way, or just get left behind on an island for doing some dumb shit on the ship. What's that term called again?
First time I ever heard him curse.
Marooning. Well, I guess you're lucky you were born in the 2000s, where the only thing you can pirate is video games and Adobe products.
He's out of line, but he's right.
I wanted to be an assassin. I'm not even joking. I wanted to be an assassin so bad up until I was 16 and found out that killing was...
You could tell this person played a lot of Assassin's Creed, right?
Hard work. Excuse me? Is everything okay at home, or have you been playing one too many Hitman games? Somebody should check on bro, because something doesn't seem right. I wanted to be a zookeeper or an archaeologist. Young me was very much into animals, past, present, and even future. Actually, I still love learning about animals. I just don't draw them this much as I used to. I wanted to be a penguin researcher. Aww. Well, at least now you're part of the pretty penguin, so you don't have...
Alexa, what is the average salary of a penguin researcher?
From ZipRecruiter.com. Penguin research is a typical job search query. Most salaries for penguin research jobs pay between $32,500, 25th percentile, and $75,000, 75th percentile, annually.
Okay, so the range is from 32,000 to 75,000. I guess you start off low. and then you work your way up, like most jobs. But you'd rather have a job where they start you off at a good base salary than $32,000 for Penguins. And you're gonna be out there mainly in the code, right? Because that's where they normally reside at. Yeah, count me out.
Have to feel all that bad. Guys, what do you think? Should I drop some cute Pretty Penguin merch like some hoodies and sweatshirts? Let me know in the comments. I wanted to be a nurse. I went to the Mafuyu route and my parents forced me into the doctor mindset. Sounds cool. I hope you enjoy saving lives and curing sick people. Nursing is a really cool profession and I respect every single health practitioner so much.
That's how nurses feel in the inside of their brain like this. They want to blow up the hospitals. Nursing is a very taxing job. Usually traveling nurses, they get paid a lot of money most of the time. But if you're just a residential, it depends on what branch you're in. Again, I don't study this. It just really depends on what you have studied prior to whatever field you're going into in the medical field. It's a roll of a dice. It's either you're going to make a crap load of money barely doing anything, or you're going to barely make money doing everything. So yeah, make sure you don't have a lot of student loans while you're going into it. So do your research. That's all I'm saying.
Like literally, I don't think any one of us will be alive and healthy if not for all of them. So hats off to you. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a singer and a video game tester, but only for Pokemon games and Harvest Moon.
That doesn't exist. When you're a game tester, you're doing... It sounds good. I remember when I was younger, I was me and my friend, we was considering that because I used to play. We both used to play a lot of video games. So we heard about like being a game tester. Wouldn't that be amazing? Like you get paid to play video games. The closest thing to that, honestly, nowadays is just growing a social media platform and you play the games you want. You go on Twitch and hopefully, you know, God bless your, you know, Godspeed, right? No pun intended with I show speed, that you will get his type of numbers, and most people don't, right? But if you are an attractive woman, you know, sex sells, and you may have a better leg to on the rat race compared to everybody else. Or you got to be extremely good at the game, playing the game ultra hardcore to get some traction. Other than that, you ain't getting no numbers, just gonna be honest with you. But yeah, being a game tester, you're gonna be playing games that you don't want to play, and it's not about having fun, it's about you getting the job done. So that's that.
That is such a cool job. I can't imagine just being paid to play cool games 24 hours a day. That is such a dream come true. Sign me up, man. I wanted to be a rock star actually, mostly a bassist or a comic artist. I ended up getting a bachelor in illustration and comics. So yeah, now I need to get a bass and learn how to...
Yeah, that honestly was my goal when I was before college. I wanted to be a comic book artist, and I still have so much old sketches and so much comic books back then when I used the 8.5 by 11 papers, and I'll have the stapler and just staple the size to it, and then you just read it from there. And then later on I upgraded with the slides. Instead of stapling it, just put them on some sort of like a translucent I don't know the material, but... And then I went to school, learned the anatomy and all that stuff. And then the older you get, the more you realize, like, yeah, good luck with that. You know, good luck with that. But honestly, you don't really need school if you want to be a comic book artist. Nowadays, everything's with social media. So you got to be you got to do everything. You got to do not just the illustrations, but you got to promote yourself. You got to market yourself. You may have to pay for ads, right? Just to get yourself out there because you actually have a product. You don't want to waste your money going to school and have a bunch of student loans over a degree that ultimately is useless, and you're going to be working at McDonald's with other people with no degree. So yeah, choose your career path wisely.
to achieve what I originally wanted to and still want. Impressive. Congratulations to yourself. I happen to also work in comics some years back and I still quite enjoy working in comics. I find it quite relaxing but also very stressful. Let's not forget ourselves here. I wanted to be an opera singer.
I mean, I appreciate his optimism. I get it because, you know, he probably has a lot of younger demographic who follows the channel, so he doesn't want to be so realistic and grim. But I'm here to give you the realistically grim outcome out of things, right? A lot of times in life, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So you got to take that into consideration. If you have good connections, you can literally make turd and people are going to buy it, right? But if you don't really have connections like that, they just don't really care. And again, if you don't look good either, you don't have a sex appeal, that's just is how the world works, man. Go through the grind, and if you really love what you're doing, I don't think society should stop you. That, to me, you got to look at the cup either half empty or half full. So it is what it is.
And my little tone-deaf self practiced all the time. My parents were so patient. I wanted to be a princess. All I wanted is to be a hairdresser. Now I am in art school to be an art teacher. Arguably the more profitable choice, but not the simple life I wanted to begin with.
You can still do both. I mean, the thing about good news about being an art teacher compared to being a freelance artist is that you have a W-2 form. You have consistent income, you know, especially if you want to, you know, get a master's degree and all that stuff. I think art teachers by default, you need to have a master's degree. But then why not upgrade into being a professor, an art professor? They get paid way more, get way more benefits. And yeah, and then it can allow you to still be in the industry. So you should look into that as if the person is going to actually see this. But if they do, icing on the cake for that person.
That's okay. At least now you get to draw and make pretty pictures once you get good at it. Also, teaching is such a beautiful thing for you to look forward to. So hey, you're not doing so bad. I'm rooting for you. When I was younger, I wanted to be a scientist. Now I'm trying to be a pathologist. So I guess
Another thing too is that, like, make content on YouTube, make content on social media. Like, social media is free, okay? Like, you don't just have to work a 9 to 5. It's good that you have a 9 to 5 because it helps you pay your bills, but also, you know, do other things beyond that, right? It's not illegal to have multiple streams of income. Don't pigeonhole yourself towards that job. Just in case the job could just lay you off, and then what name do you have beyond that? So you need to build your brand. I don't care if your brand is like hoobla goobla 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 goobla, like that is yours, okay? It's not about the name. It's about the connection you will build throughout time with people who will eventually support you. And to me, that's priceless. So everyone should start doing that. Even if it's not YouTube, Instagram, you know, TikTok, whatever. Get yourself out there.
Me wasn't that far off. Okay.
Let me fast forward a little bit.
Struggle in animation industry where jobs are not secure and layoffs are as rampant as the wildfires in Hollywood. Or maybe that's just me. I wanted to be a vet or zookeeper. As a kid, I loved animals so much. I wanted to be an artist, a paleontologist, and a zoologist. I still want to be a paleontologist. I wanted to be Batman. Well, to be Batman, you mostly just wanted to be an engineer, but I flunked the year of engineering because it turns out I don't actually like it. Now I'm doing forensic chemistry. Wow, that's rather
Yeah, I mean, I know that's part of the growing phase. If you got family that's willing to pay your tuition, that's fine. But if you don't, then you got loans, man. So I get it. It happens, you know, in life where you think this is what you want, but then when you're actually in it, you realize this is not what you want, right? And then, I mean, the good news is that at least you switched while you was in college rather than you're in the field, because that happens to a lot of people. You're in the field and you realize this is not your career path. And guess what happens after that, people? You go back to college. And in some cases with that, you have to pay for tuition if you're not getting any type of financial aid, right? So the job that you do not like is helping you pay for your tuition to change career path to a potential job that you like. Rather fascinating, if you ask me.
At least I'm not the only one who flunked out of science classes in school. I found out I sucked at maths and anything that had to do with calculations, but for some reason I only did well when it came to drawing. So my dad ended up letting me choose to study art in university. Thanks, Dad. Honestly, I grew up in the YouTuber dream generation, so I really had no bigger dream than one day becoming a big YouTuber, playing things like Amnesia, otherwise other people's stuff, like a psychologist, working in a small-owned coffee shop, or things related to a form of art, musician, dancer, or of course an artist. I never figured I'll become a YouTuber for the most part. It just somehow happened because I was posting a lot of art and people kept asking how I did this or how I painted that or what brush I used, so I just made one to.
I mean, yeah, a lot of times just have a backup. If you already are an artist, you should promote yourself. It's not guaranteed, you know. But the good news about it is that you have talent. And just because you don't get the views right away, you can always advertise what you already made. I do that all the time. You guys seen what I've showed as a shameless plug. I showcase the works I've done that don't really got any views right now. But that's fine, because eventually one of those videos can do well and then you guys can actually discover it for the first time. So never look at instant gratification. I know a lot of young people fall into that. You want to get it right now. You put out the video, the artwork. Oh my God, it's like the Mona Lisa. Oh my God, it should get 1 million views right away. That's just, honestly, it's not realistic. It's just not. You know, take my channel, for example. It don't really got that many subscribers, but that doesn't mean you quit. It's just not the right time. Just like growing plants, it don't just blossom the moment you put the seed in the dirt and water. It takes time. Sometimes it could take weeks, sometimes it could take months, sometimes it could take years. But if you're willing to go through that adversity, to me, that's a win-win, right? So don't shoot yourself in the foot before you even fully invest in starting. Like, you started a little bit, give it some time.
Tutorial, and then another, and all of a sudden, bam, I started making art commentary videos and totally ignored the tutorial parts. But I'm slowly going to get back there on a new channel. I literally have to teach myself everything just so I can teach you guys. So please be patient. I have plans, massive plans. And you know what else is massive? My urge to take a giant piss right now. Be a fashion designer, a singer, an actor, or a comedian. I just love how each of these choices were all just different forms of the art.
And also, let me know, you guys, what was your career path that you wanted? What was your dream job, right? Let me change the perspective a little bit, change the view on what is your dream job, right? Tell me that first in the comment section below. And the second part is, what is the job that you currently have? And does it correlate? Is it similar in terms of the dream job compared to your actual job? Or is it completely the opposite? And do you want, if it's not similar at all, would you prefer to have your dream job be a reality, or are you complacent with the job you currently are at? Let me know down below. All right, let's get back into it.
Arts, you seem like a pretty creative person. I'm sure you do so well in any of them. Good luck in any path you choose. I wanted to be a garbage man. Now I want to be either an illustrator or an author. Still going to be a garbage man.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Being a garbage man, working in a, what is it called? There's an actual word for it. Let me ask Alexa. Alexa, what is the average salary of a garbage man?
The average salary of a garbage man can vary depending on the location and other factors. In San Francisco, California, the average salary of a garbage man is $53,589.
$53,000.
However, it is important to note that the actual salary may differ based on factors such as experience, education, location, and the specific responsibilities of the job.
Okay, 53,000 is not too bad. The average salary is, I believe, is 50,000. Correct me if I'm wrong, of the average salary of U.S. citizens, right, in the United States. So 53,000 is not the worst, but there are times where I hear a few individuals that get paid a lot of money being a garbage man. So don't sleep on that. That's not a bad job, but make sure the only thing that sucks about that is that the stench it kind of carries with you. So even though you thoroughly would take showers, it takes time for the stench to fully go away because you're constantly around that type of environment. So yeah.
A garbage man? Now that's a first. Why would you even want to be a garbage man in the first place? I mean, I know someone has to do it, but like, why? What?
Nah, honestly, people sleep on that. I think the problem is people have a knee-jerk response when they hear garbage, and they always look at that like it's garbage, right? That's nasty, right? So being a garbage man, people are associating like, do you love garbage? Like, no, like it's just a simple job. You take out the trash. You obviously need a driver's license because you're going to be driving that big truck and you dumping trash in that compartment that will break down all of those nasty particles and nasty bacteria that people dispose of. I don't look at it like it's degraded. It's not. They get paid a lot of money. And if you play your cards right, you get paid a good amount of money. Just the same thing as people put down truck drivers. Like, oh, you got to drive trucks. Ugh, that's beneath me. Psh, man, I'm telling you, like the old saying go, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So yeah, people, don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on being a garbage man.
Made you choose
Working sanitary. There we go. I don't know what. I had a brain fart. The sanitations. I couldn't think of it before. Sanitations. Salutations. Let's go.
choose that career path. I'm not sure how garbage disposal works in your country, but from where I'm from, I have to tell you, it's not a pretty sight at all. And the smell, oh Lord, just no. Count me out. I wanted to be an inventor because I liked making things like a bead flinger 3000. Yes, I actually named it that. Then it was a writer. I loved writing stories and still do. But now that I'm older, I want to make a living off of my art and writing. There's so many routes to do that, so I'm just drawing and making comics until I
think, yeah, she's trying to, I mean, that's cool that she's still pursuing drawing comics. Like I said, like work on marketing. That's more important, especially if you have enough of a portfolio. I think, and I would just tell you what I went through before. My biggest challenge that I had to go through is as a making a lot of these illustrations and all that type of stuff throughout the past many years is that you got to know when enough is enough, right? I think too many times we get so insecure and we believe that we got to keep on making more portfolios over and over and over. And it's like, okay, I got to keep making more. It's like you get so caught up in preparation mode and not actually learn the experience of how to network or how to put yourself out there marketing wise. We believe that it's just not good enough. And if you keep following that path, then it's like you're too afraid to take that first step. It's always good to just go through the growing process because a lot of people like growth. You don't need to be amazing in the beginning. You could be okay. And then the fact that you keep showcasing your work over and over and over, naturally, the more you grow, the more you keep developing your new artworks, you're going to naturally improve over time. And people are going to moonwalk and look back at your old stuff and see how much you improved throughout the years. People like to see growth. So you don't need to like take forever in preparation to make a perfect work of art. It's better when you start showcasing, doesn't need to be that good, and then have an audience. That's more important. Develop the audience first who's willing to rock with you and support you. And then when you have that, they're going to like you even more because they're going to see the vast improvement.
Figure it out. This is pretty inspiring. I believe most artistic people are good at more than just one art form, and depending on how much they decide to pursue their other interests, you could end up being good at pretty much more than just one of them. Keep at it. I used to want to be a detective when I was younger. So cool.
So you want to be a Batman? Alexa, what is the average salary of a detective?
From salary.com. As of January 1st, 2025,
Ooh,
the average annual
that's new.
salary for a detective in the United States is $40,302.
That's small? I was thinking it was gonna be way more than that, like at least 80K, because being a detective, you gotta really think and understand the situation that's going on, and you're gonna be seeing some awful things. Let's just put it that way, you know. Or maybe I should say, Alexa, what is the average salary of a forensic scientist? It's different.
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, the average salary for a forensic scientist is $64,523 per year in the United States.
Pretty much 65,000. That's not bad to start off. 65K for forensics. I'll say look more into that than in terms of being a detective. So it's my advice, even though those occupations are vastly different.
Just finished watching Dexter again for like the 17th time and just seeing how
Remember, Dexter is a forensic scientist, by the way. He's not a detective. Just want to put that out there.
detectives work to figure out crime is so much fascinating.
His sister was a detective. He was a forensic scientist.
To me, just coming to a crime scene and putting the bits and pieces together based off of the evidence the perp left behind is just fantastic. But then again, I am Switzerland. I wanted to be
then you got to deal with dead bodies. I mean, do you really want to see that and blood? I mean, I think I personally, that's interesting. He would rather do that than to deal with garbage. But then again, who knows? Somebody might chop some bodies up in the garbage and you're like, whoa, what's that awful smell? Then you end up noticing there's a bunch of, I think both, I'd rather choose the likelihood of you seeing a dead body is lower. You may see more dead rats than an actual human body. And you may see some human feces rather than dead bodies and blood if you are, so you increase the chance if you do forensic scientists, right? You got to really dive in there, no pun intended. Astronaut. That's what a lot. I feel like nowadays that's starting to become like a dying dream job. That was my generation. We wanted to be astronauts, police officers, and all that, firefighters, right? I feel like Gen Zs and Gen Alphas, they want to be TikTokers. They want to be social media content creators. They want to be more comfortable in their homes or doing prank videos. They'd rather do that for a living because of Kai Cenat, iShowSpeed, and Jack Dorsey, whatever his name is. They want to be more in that realm, a Mr. Beast type of realm than an astronaut. So that's crazy, but it is what it is.
Astronaut. Then I realized art was my true passion. Astronaut for sure. I wanted to go out to space so bad. That or I'd become a witch because magic is real.
Shaggy?
An artist. In the coming future, I definitely want to make a popular cartoon series. Hey, good luck with that series. I'm wishing you all the best in the coming future. I wanted to...
Why does it sound so... Let me not go there. Let's just continue. I wish you the best of luck, people. That's right. Good luck with your art journey. Being a cartoon artist in your series. Good luck. I'll support you from a mile away. Yeah.
to be a paleontologist and a meteorologist at different points. Now, I'm not so sure exactly. I don't know why, but as a kid, I always wanted to be a forensic pathologist, and I still kind of do.
What is that? Alexa, what's the average salary of a forensic pathologist?
Here's what
It's a tongue twister.
On stateuniversity.com, more experienced forensic pathologists can expect salaries of $175,000 upwards, while those at the top of the tree are able to command salaries of as much as $500,000.
Yo, maybe I should have went into that career path. People, yo, I'm telling you, if you should go into that. The lowest baseline is over $100,000, and then the highest goes up to $500,000. Dang. Woo. Now, if there's a lot of student loans backing it, it's like, is it really worth it? But if there isn't, and there's a school for that, you better hope you're in high school watching this video, because I probably just saved your career path. That is really good. Wow, that's the highest so far.
People think I'm weird because of that. Paleontologist, aka
Weird? Nah, that ain't weird. That's smart.
a funny dinosaur scientist. I still do, but I also really wanted to go into forensic science. Let me list them off. Zoologist, veterinarian, marine biologist, animator, artist, influencer, voice actor, writer, graphic designer, photographer, and more.
Are you really the last person?
That
to
is a
find out about
lot.
this?
Are you like really the last person? Because I realize I'm gonna skip this ad. I don't like when people go
Just
like that.
you?
Are
How
you like
even
really
going
the
to
last
fit
person?
all the knowledge required for each one of those professions in just one head? Let us know when you finally make up your mind. But either way, we're rooting for you, buddy. I wanted to be a clothing designer, a mechanic, a farmer.
What's the difference between a clothing designer and fashion designer? I'm not gonna ask her that.
A veterinarian, a doctor,
Whoa.
writer, artist, bug collector, too many to count.
Yeah, you gotta make up your mind.
I think out of all of them, I find being a bug collector and a mechanic very
bug
relaxing for some
collector?
reason. Working on cool cars and then collecting bugs.
I don't like bugs, man. I don't like bugs. I'm one of those people where it's like, even with flies or any type of bugs that fly in general, I just despise this buzzing sound going zzz, 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 zzz. It annoys me. And it started as a kid, even to this day, I don't like bugs. I could rock with spiders depending on the size. If it's enormous, it gotta go. But if it's like a regular small size, because they don't fly, so I don't mind them, and they eat other, insects. Now roaches, oh no. Ants, no. But the flies, man, I hate the buzzing sound. It's so annoying.
Later on in the day just sounds like a fairy tale. I could live like that. I wanted to be a singer for as long as I can remember, until the dream was crushed at 16. I was obsessed with it.
Why was the dream crushed? Even got scouted by a talent agency, but I missed the call back phone call, which is lucky. Wait, but I missed the call back phone call, which is lucky because they were recently sued by the government for child oh damn. Oh gosh. Okay. Ooh, well, yeah, you definitely dodged a bullet. And then I discovered I have a degenerate neurological condition that makes me pass out easily. Singing is a very quick way to knock me out. Oh well, in another universe, I suppose. Wow. That went dark. Oh yeah, definitely singing is not meant to be by a lot, like basically your genetics. You cannot sing for a while. And also, even if you did, that situation, it would have abducted you to aliens. And I'm trying to say that in a very nicest way possible, because that is grim.
To make it work, but either way, don't give up on your dreams. Anything is possible.
No. Don't give up on your dreams. What am I saying? Don't sing. You're gonna pass out. You literally said if you sing a lot, you don't have enough oxygen that you're able to do that for a long, substantial amount of time, unless you could lip sync. But your credibility is gone if you do that. You could do that, right? Or if you are an attractive woman, hey, sex sells.
With the right amount of luck. I wanted to be a pilot, and I was lucky enough to actually become one when I was 19.
Dang, you should have continued. Why did you stop? Be a pilot. Let me ask. Alexa, what's the average salary of a pilot?
From Zippia.com. The average pilot salary in the United States is $83,150.
That's good money. $83,000 is the average. That's pretty good. And you could definitely, work your way up into making six figures. That's not bad. Not bad at all.
Congratulations. I hope you're doing okay. Tell us which routes you fly and which airline, and maybe one of these days we could catch a flight with you. I wanted to be a pro volley player. Now I want to be an artist too. A vet for small animals, but now I want to be an animator. I never thought I would make it past 17.
What was you doing that you never thought? I'm not gonna look too much into it. It is what it is.
By every single one of us in this community. Everyone watching this video to this point, go down to the comments and leave a positive change though. Now I just work on improving my art styles, post whatever, learn languages, and probably start animating more. I like to make my own characters and stuff, and I like a lot of different animator shows, so probably I'll be working on animating better in the future.
You know what? That's not bad. And one thing that caught my attention is that he is a gaming YouTuber. That is a huge, especially if you are doing that a lot, streaming, and you have a good amount of followers. That's a good transition towards what you want to be doing with animation. So that's good that he has two existing type of hobbies that can potentially turn into one career path. So that's what really got my attention, was gaming YouTuber. And hopefully he's able to figure out the algorithm and invest in certain games that everybody's playing so you could get more exposure.
In a position to save someone's life sounds pretty exciting and incredibly stressful at the same time. I feel like I'll just keep on getting anxious. What will happen if I can't save the person? I just wanted to be a mom because I wanted to be just like my mom.
Aww, that's nice. That's very touching, and that's something a lot of people will say in this day and age.
Moms are so cool. I think everyone loves their mom so much and always wish the best for her. So being a mom is such a cute thing, and it could also be exhausting.
It is very exhausting. Hopefully you have a husband or a boyfriend that could turn into a husband, because you can't just be a mom, single mom. You can't just be doing that. And where's the money, right? Who's paying those bills? So you got to be a single mom and working a 9-to-5 job while being a full-time single mom is rough. It's rough, right? Even if you have a husband or boyfriend, it takes a village. It takes a community. It's not just mom and dad taking care of the child. There's also the whole family and more. So yeah.
If I'm being honest, but still cool nonetheless. I wanted to be an FBI agent. I watched too many X-Files as a kid. I told you
all these entertainment, man. Alexa, what is the average salary of an FBI agent?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, the salary of an FBI agent averages between $78,000 to $153,000, and supervisors can earn more.
Ooh, maybe I should have dived into being a FBI agent. FBI, open up. Nah, seriously, that's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. You might know too much though. I don't know.
Those cop detective movies have so much influence on us. You know how many people joined the army because they were inspired after watching Rambo, or people who joined the Air Force after watching Top Gun and Iron Eagle, or people who started working out after watching Pumping Iron, or people who robbed a bank after watching Heat? Which, by the way, really did happen in real life. I wanted to be a tailor or a seamstress. I ended up as a cosplayer.
Cosplayers, if you, I know I sound like a broken record. It is what it is. But if you are very attractive, if you're not that attractive, that means your skill as being a cosplayer got to be up there. Like, damn near better than Hollywood when it comes down to props and practical effects. But if that's not the case, then you gotta be in a really good, attractive female. If you're a male, then you gotta be really good at what you do as far as cosplaying. And it's a real passion. It's a passion project. You're gonna be on that for months when it comes out to designing it from scratch, right? So shout out to the cosplayers out there.
I feel like cosplayers don't get all the recognition and praise they deserve for all the work they put into bringing a character to life. Being a cosplay artist is such a cool thing, and sometimes I even use them as reference when I'm drawing or doing studies. I wanted to and still do want to be an artist, specifically a mangaka, but I have immigrant parents, so...
A mangaka? You mean a manga artist? It's gonna be a hot take, but I don't care. You ain't gonna have no life. Do you hear me? No life. You have to accept that. No social life. And you're not gonna really get paid that much money. I'm just saying, it's only a few people in this world that can do it. And then also, there's even a fewer people in this world that can do it successfully. So, hey, man, if you got the passion for it and you're that talented and you gotta sacrifice social life, go for it.
So if you know, you know. Hey, good luck convincing them that being a doctor or nurse or an engineer isn't as cool as being a manga artist. Good luck.
Whoa.
Find everything to say I'm
Get outta
yours
here,
this
Specs.
Valentine's Day at Specs.
At least this ad
They
is,
probably
that was a
won't
quick
even
ad.
give you a
I didn't have to
listening
mute it.
ear. So sad. I wanted to be either a dog or cat when I grow up. And even back in elementary school, I would get mad when an adult asked me to pick a real job. I just wanted to be a dog or cat, and I
Oh, I'm not gonna comment on that.
still do. Oh, that's cool. You still have an opportunity to do that now. You can become a furry. How excited. I wanted to be...
I don't recommend. I know that was a joke, but certain people would see that. And we don't need more furries. No hate against furries, but I wouldn't advertise to become a furry if you want to become a cat. But hey, if you want to be a cat, go right ahead. You know, if you want to be a T-Rex, you know, you want to be a T-Rex. What is in this water?
Be a cool little dragon like Spyro. You guys wouldn't be the end of me, man.
Now they all want to be dragons.
A paleontologist, marine biologist. I've always wanted to be a veterinarian. It's quite impressive.
Marine biologists, they get paid a lot of money. Veterinarians, dependent, they get paid good money too. Not a crazy amount, depends.
Seeing that almost everyone in the comments are somehow interested in one form of caring for plants or animals. Nice work, guys. I wanted to be an Egyptologist. It looked super cool in my eyes.
Egyptologist. I'm gonna ask Alexa, what is the average salary of an Egyptologist? Never heard that before.
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, they earn on average $350,000 per year.
I almost choked in my own water. What? $300,000? That's the highest salary I've heard so far. Man, maybe I should go to Egypt. I want to be an Egyptologist. Got to deal with the heat though. Damn, hey man, if you want to be an Egyptologist, go right ahead. That's so far, that's the most expensive, or should I say the most high earning job as far as all these occupations are concerned.
Every time I hear that word Egyptologist, I just remember the Egyptologist fellow from The Mummy and him saying this line.
Do they know something we don't? They're led by a woman. What does a woman know?
And then later in the movie, he ends up getting sucked dry. So funny. I wanted to be Wonder Woman, then a wrestler. I told people I wanted a career in selling ice cream at beaches and stuff when I actually wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be a firefighter.
You know, firefighters is actually a really good job. Back then it was way more strict. You had to be at least 6 feet tall. You had to pass a requirement. But you know, nonetheless, firefighters is a good job. I'm telling you, like, you get so much breaks. You get 4 days off, and you're mainly just inside of the station. Like, majority of the time, you're not really called up. They are the first responders, but there's not crazy amount of cases depending on what region or where you're at, where you need like there's urgencies as far as like buildings being tear down and fire burning. So unless you're in California, so other than that, and a shout out to the people who survived, because that was horrific what happened recently. But yeah, overall, firefighters, if there's a spot where things don't normally happen, Alaska, you just gotta get paid to do nothing. So just hang out with the boys, and girls, because there are female firefighters, and you guys just hang out playing cards, man. That's it. Play cards, do your routines, and you got 4 days off. Sound like a good gig to me.
I wanted to be a musketeer. I wanted to be an astrophysicist.
I'm not even gonna look that up.
I mean, I don't even think I'm in the right position to question your life choices, since I also make drawings like this. So carry on, my dear chap. TikTok artists, on the other hand, have found interesting ways to bring their childhood dreams to life. Some either quit their current jobs to pursue art, while some started to pursue art.
If you're gonna quit your career to pursue art, just make sure that it is making a good amount of moolah. And it's consistent moolah, not just you had a good month. I'm talking about you're consistently throughout. I'll say give yourself a year and a half. And if you can see that it's consistently growing and you're not slowing down, then you can make that ultimatum. Other than that, don't just instantly just quit it, especially if you don't have a golden parachute, which is your parents, right? If you was born with a silver spoon, go right ahead. But if not, I want to jump the gun right away.
Art at an older age. I absolutely hate it when people say art is useless and then tell you to pursue something more important, when clearly you can find the impact of art in every single profession one way or another. Art has been used to shape societies for years and is still being used till now, so don't give me that crap of art being useless. Tell that to the birds.
I mean, but yeah, there's that's the guy from Attack on Titan. That's the only one, the creator of Attack on Titan. I remember how he looks, and they're just showing other people.
And also many people dream of.
But also to be realistic at the same time, unfortunately, we live in a society where you got to pay your bills. So it's one thing to make amazing work of art, but it's another thing to market it / sell your works of art. And if people are willing to buy it, because if people aren't, doesn't matter if you make the Mona Lisa, it's not saleable. It's not even a word. It's not of sale, or it's not desired enough for people to cough up their money to support you. So you need to still figure out a way to pay your bills, right? I'm not saying give up on it. Definitely do both, right? And then when you notice that your career path is going well, then you know what to do afterwards.
Of being mangakas, but I don't think you really need much money to start making your own comic or manga. All you have to do is just start, draw a character, draw more, build a story, make an outline, and then draw your first page.
Nah, it takes time. It's not easy. It's not easy. I mean, but the expense is not expensive. If you're gonna do everything, of course, by hand, you're gonna need to get yourself a scanner. You could easily go to like places like Walmart. You could get like a printer / scanner for like $80, or Amazon. It's really cheap. You don't need to get some high end stuff. Then you just need to get certain utensils. Altogether, your budget is gonna be like relatively less than $300 tops. It might even be like less than $200. Got to get all the pencils. The printer is gonna be the biggest expense. And it's going to be a lot of labor. Especially if you're doing it by yourself. Yeah. And then you got to advertise it. You are a one-person army. So once you're done with that, now you got to see if people are interested. And nowadays people got ADHD. People will rather watch a video. So maybe you got to do more than that. So when you're done, maybe you got to do the narration, do the voice, because people don't want to read. People rather just have it be told, right? Like Comic Storian, like he had to read all the narration. I know he passed away, what was it, last year or the year before? So RIP to him. But people are more interested in having it spoon fed than for them to read it from beginning to the end. You could do both. So marketing is very, very important, because artists, they get so caught up into assuming that, you know, I spent all these years, I worked so hard, therefore I deserve the amount of traction. Like, no, that's entitlement, and the world doesn't revolve around you. The more you know that, the more you're able to pick yourself up when the going gets tough and just keep going through the adversity.
You don't even have to rush it, just take your time. Before you know it, you literally have made an entire book in just some months. If you're talking about money to eat, on the other hand, well, that's a different story.
This is the best painting I have ever created. You see, ever since I was a little girl, I have been a big dreamer, so I dedicated this painting to her. Her creative drive, her curious nature, her love for the world, and midnight stories. They say your authentic self lives in your childhood dreams, and I don't want to be trendy, I want to be timeless. I want to extend art beyond what it's conventionally seen as, because that's what my younger self needed. So may this piece remind you to be kind to your younger self and chase the dreams she had.
I'm literally so jealous of how airy and open her studio.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm just being real. Like that whole studio, her whole setup. This is what I mean. Sometimes you got to be in a situation where you got to pick your parents, right? With genetics, which is a joke. Arnold said that, hey, if you got the one that have the big arms and big muscles, pick your parents. Well, you can't pick your parents. You have parents that got money. I'm allegedly, I'm just assuming, right? Because that studio, I don't know. Okay. I'm saying if you got parents that make a lot of money, you could get away with doing stuff like that, right? Because now you have the time to experiment and invest through their expenses. If you don't have that, don't just go all in and then assume that people are going to support you, because it hurts more when it doesn't happen. And that instant gratification, you get frustrated. So do both, juggle both. Do not forego your 9 to 5 until you think the time is right.
Studio looks like, look at all the natural light that's just seeping in. I'm so jealous. Her painting skills are just outstanding, and what's even more impressive is she's using watercolor, which I believe is harder, or so I've heard. Really impressive. I'm jealous.
When you give, what is going on here? Okay. When you give up on your childhood dream of being a comic book artist because it's impossible to break into the industry and pays nothing, and spend 4 years getting a degree in video games art instead, just to end up making your living talking about comics anyway. I love my job. This is a joke.
I think the internet has made being anything you want possible. You can literally start making comics and sharing them on any social media platform and slowly build an audience. It's crazy how times have changed now. What's also crazy is the price of art schools and how ridiculous.
Yeah, art schools are crazier, man, because of inflation. That is a fact.
They are. Isn't that a bit too pricey? Do you guys think art school is even worth it? I don't even know, man. But
you can literally learn tutorials on YouTube. If you're that dedicated, you could learn. You could teach yourself, right? People learn how to cook. People learn how to ride a bike. People learn how to build stuff, right? People learn how to become more self-sufficient just by typing in or using your phone to put in what you are willing to learn, right? You don't need to have someone physically teach you anymore. And is it even worth it with the amount of tuition and student loans you're going to have to take out just to be in those courses? To me, it is a waste of money. Also, it can be a waste of time. All right. So what do you guys think in the comment section below? All right. This was a long video. I like it long, man. Actually, pause. You know what I mean. So that's it for the video, people. And like I always say, I do a lot of different drawings and all that type of stuff right over here. You guys, any suggestions will greatly appreciate it, right? I always say that. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.